Minnesota did name a new CEO of the Realtors Association. You remember who the old one was? Well, I shouldn't even say the old one. He's still in there. Who's retiring? I can't remember what he retired. First.
We had Chris Galler numerous times on the real estate show on CCO. Fantastic representative for the association. He came from the eyes of a real estate agent, understanding the business. In my opinion, he understood the value of an agent to the consumer and protected that. And that's really what that real estate association should be doing. And obviously keeping the peace amongst the other real estate agents.
Good guy, very knowledgeable. Usually think of a CEO, no offense CEOs, but they're much higher level and they're just getting everyone else to do the job. But he actually had the information, which was really interesting.
Funny enough, his son, years ago, we were sitting there and I'm out. My brother owns a landscaping company, Midwest Landscapes. They were out there and we were talking. This guy walks up to me and says, "Hey, I think you know my dad." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, well, who's your dad?" And he goes, "Chris Galler." And I'm like, "Whoa, you're in the landscaping business. You're not in a real estate business. You're not wearing a fancy 3-piece suit like your old man." And my brother's like, "No," but he goes, "Don't mess with that guy. He's the best. Early to the jobs, works hard, gets everything done on time, does 10% more." And I go, "You're just like your dad. Good family, good guys. Thank you, Chris, for your service."
Yeah, enjoy it. I don't know anything about the new guy.
I do not either. I don't. We should. Well, there's one way to find out. Let's send him a nice little email and ask him to join us. When he gets older and his beard goes white, he would look like Santa Claus.
Josh McFall.
That's a good start.
I mean that in a handsome way. I'm not insulting the guy. I think he's got those eyes, right?
The guy I'm seeing, he started in Alabama. He was an Alabama guy. He's a Crimson Tide. I don't know. He's coming up here. He was who also oversees Valley MLS. How many realtors do you think we have in Minnesota, Andy?
I would bet 21,760.
The article says 22,000. Very close. It's exactly 22,000. So
wait 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. But good. We got a new guy in charge, so we'll see what happens.
Well, welcome aboard, Josh. That'll be exciting to see what we can do with this local association. I would love to hear the new exciting works that are going to be done.
Some more Minnesota news. Landmark Properties to expand into Minnesota with luxury high-rise student housing community in Minneapolis. Is this a good sign? What's going on?
That's saying a lot of parents that want to send their kids down to the University of Minnesota that have some money and want them to be safe are going to put them up in this joint. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Where is it? Dinkytown? Nice.
My boy, when he went down to the U, started at the U, he was at the lofts right off of 35. Out of his like 8th story window, he looks like at the river and at the new U.S. Bank Stadium. And you'd sit at his house, and I'm like, you have one of the best views of downtown I've ever seen. And then you go downstairs, and they have, the coffee rooms and whiskey tasting rooms and all these. The level that they're going to attract that higher end student is ridiculous. And then, so my son stayed there for the first year. It got expensive, and he realized, gosh, I got to have another job just to afford my rent down here. So, but it was interesting though, Chris, you go downstairs, there was limited parking. But you go downstairs, Mercedes, Maserati, BMW. I mean, so these kids are coming from money. They're looking for a nice place to stay, secure, feel at home.
Well, and the parents feel secure with them in there. So that's sold over 1,000 units in that building, it said. Obviously, it's any kids that are staying there aren't going to be staying at that place right now. But for the future kids coming, it's definitely going to be a place to reckon with. There's a lot of remodeling and redoing stuff downtown. People are buying up stuff, building, 3 and 4 plex type units, removing houses, and